Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now I'll be starting with problems of Leetocde 75. Like these are the problems that were highly frequently asked in the interviews. So yeah, thought of starting with this playlist. So let's tackle the first one, which is merge strings alternatively. So let's go through the problem statement. Here you are given two strings, word 1 and word 2. Merge the strings by adding letters in the alternating order. Start with word 1. If a string is longer than the other, append the additional characters onto the end of the merged string. Now let's go through some examples. So here word 1 is A, B, C and word 2 is P, Q and R. And here the resulting string is A, P, B, Q, C and R. So as you can see here, the first letter is coming from word 1 and then the second letter is coming from word 2. Then we come here, the third letter B is coming from word 1, the fourth letter Q is coming from word 2, the fifth letter C is coming from word 1 and sixth letter R is coming from word 2. So as you can see here, we are getting it in pairs, right? Like AP, we are getting it here, BQ, we are getting it here, CR, we are getting it here. So if there are any others left, we need to tackle that situation. So for that, we'll consider another case. Let's suppose for here, word 1 is AB and word 2 is P, Q, R and S. So here the resulting string will be, as you can guess here, we'll get A from here and then P and then B and then Q. As we don't have anything left here, we'll be getting R and this will be getting S. So this will be the resulting string. So similarly for the second case, like A, B, C, D and W2 is P and Q, the resulting string will be A, P from here, B, Q from here, C from here and D from here. So this is how we'll be actually tackling the problem. So to understand it more clearly, let's consider the indexes. So let I be the iterator for the word 1 and J be the, just a minute, and J be the iterator for the word 2. So initially we'll be starting off with I equals 0 and J equals 0, right? Like as you can see here, like we are simultaneously traversing through the two strings. Like for index 0, we are going through word 1 and word 2. For index 1, we are going to word 1 and word 2. Similarly for the other cases, right? So initially we'll be having I equal 0 and J equal to 0. So let's consider again. Word 1 is A, B, C. Word 2 is P, Q and R. So initially I will be here and J will be here, right? So the resulting string will be at I equals 0 and J equals 0. First we'll be taking it from word 1, right? So we'll get A. Let's consider D2 here. We'll getting it from A. Then we'll be pushing I here. Then comes J. P. Then J goes here. Then I. I is at B. Then I goes here. J. J is at Q. Q. Then J goes here. Next I. I is at C. So C comes here. And next I will be incremented. Next we are at J. So for word 2 we are at J. R comes here. For J to move forward, it's done, right? So the word 2 is completely traversed. So we are only left with the word 1. So for I we have D. Then I moves to next step. This implies that word 1 is also completely traversed, right? So this will be the resulting string. So here we will be traversing until, so as you can see here, right, we need to have a loop such that we need to traverse both W1 and W2. That is, if W1 is left, like if both are, like if I is less than N1 and J is less than N2, we need to traverse the string, right? So for W1 and W2, if any character is left traversing in either W1 or W2, we need to have that in the loop, right? So for that, we'll be taking the while loop. Let's consider some while loop. So I is the iterator for the word 1. Let n1 be the length of, so sorry, here n1 is the length of word 1 and n2 is the length of word 2. So for I is less than n1 and j is less than n2. So what is the condition that we need to place here? So here if word 1 is completely traversed, so let's say A, B, C, P, Q, R and S. So the word 1 is completely traversed, that is I is at here and J is at here, right? So when I goes here, it goes out of bound, right? But for J, we still have some characters that needs to be traversed, right? So either of these two is true, we need to continue the traversal, right? So we need to keep or here. Okay, so we need to check the condition, like if I is less than n1, then we need to add, let s be the resulting string, s initially will be null, so s will be s plus equals to word 1 of I, right? So once we have appended the character from the word 1, we need to increment I, right? Similarly, if j is less than n2, like we are traversing it simultaneously, right? So we need to have it in this format. So once we have taken the character from word 1, we will be checking it from word 2, right? So here s will be w2 of j, here j is j plus plus, right? So this is how we will be adding the characters. Like even though, like consider the case, like let us consider a b c d e q. So initially I will be here and j will be here, right? So initially, like n1 is 4 and n2 is 2. Initially I is 0 and j is 0, right? Let's try run this case. So initially I is 0 and j is equal to 0, right? So for that s will become, so for that s will add a b c d and p q. So here is I, here is j. S will add, first s will become a, and then I will be move to this place, and here s will become a p, like taking the j value, then j will come here, then again s will become a p b, and I will go here, then s will become a p b j, and j will go here. Even though we are getting out of bounds for j, since we have the or condition represented here, we will be in the still in the same loop, right? Because this evaluates to true even though this evaluates to false. So either one is true, so it will continue in this case, right? So now I will go here, then s becomes a p b j c. J is also already left, so we will not go into this particular if condition, so only this if condition runs. Again I'll come here, so s will be a p b j c d, and I'll go here, s is a p b j c d. So here the loop terminates, right? So end result is this one. So we are traversing both the strings, right? Word 1 and word 2. Let it be n1 and let it be n2. So the time complexity here will be, so since we are traversing the both the loops, the time complexity will be O of max of n1 comma n2, that is max of length of n1 comma n2. So this is the time complexity, and we haven't so for the string we need to have a space complexity of O of max of n1 comma, so sorry, O of n1 plus n2, that is the resulting string will be sum of both the lengths of n1 plus n2, right? If we have, so abc pqr, the resulting string will be ap bq cr, it's 6, right? So 3 plus 3, so length of n1 plus length of n2. This is how the space complexity is calculated, and this is how the time complexity is calculated. So yeah, this is the explanation of this particular thing, and now let's code it. Yeah, so these are the Leetocde 75 that we will be doing in the next couple of videos. So yeah, these are the some of the questions that were famously asked in the interviews. And so let's try this question, the 1768. So for that as discussed, let n1 be the length of the word 1 and n2 be the length of word 2. So we need to have two iterators, right, for traversing both the strings, and this resultant be the resultant string. So we need to traverse both the strings, right, for I less than n1 or j less than n2. So for traversing both the strings, right, if either word 1 or word 2 is left, we will be traversing it. So first we'll check if I is valid. Then we need to add this particular character to the string in I++. Similarly, we check for n2, word 2 of j and j++. So here we are adding the characters from word 1, here we are adding the characters from word 2. Even if j completes its iterations, if I1 is left, we'll be in the loop, right? So we'll be adding those leftover characters from word 1. Similarly for the word 2. So here we'll be returning the resultant string. So now let's check it. So yeah, it's working fine. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Let's meet in another couple of videos.